I haven't pooped in 10 days.
Damn!
That's sexy pregnancy. Poop baby. I got a poop baby.
You better freaking run to the bathroom with an Enigma bag. Distilled water, lemons in the booty whipping wag.
Are you addicted to beef and pork?
Who is this ghastly man?
I was right where you're at. I used to eat all kinds of hot dogs and hamburgers and everything imaginable made out of beef and pork. But unfortunately, it was tearing me apart. It was killing me. It was causing so much pain and suffering in my body that I didn't know. Nobody had told me that beef and pork was as dangerous and as disease-forming as I found it to be. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about this particular addiction. I'm going to share with you how I overcame my addiction to beef and pork. I'm going to encourage you to hopefully give you the tools for you can get started right now overcoming this addiction so that you can lose the weight that you want to lose, so that you can overcome the high cholesterol issues that you're dealing with, so that you can feel so much better. So I'm Professor Spira, practice something called the Mucusless Diet Healing System, and I've done so for over 19 years and helped thousands of people overcome their addictions to beef and pork and a number of different ailments and issues that have been plaguing them for years and years. And I want to be able to help and inspire you to do the same. So first, I want you to go down below, click the link, and get 5 free mucus-free recipes that will help you break down and loosen some nasty mucus that's in your system right now. Click that link, get these free recipes. You'll also get an introduction to mucus-free menu planning. Get started right now. It's so important that you get on the bandwagon. Let's overcome this addiction to beef and pork, and as we like to say, pus and mucus in general. There's no judgment for me because nobody ate worse than I used to eat. To give you an example, I could go to a neighborhood foot-long root beer, they call it the root beer stand, and I would get 2 footlongs with chili and cheese, a cheeseburger, a root beer float, popcorn, and that was one meal. That's what you would call gluttony. Most of you probably don't eat that bad. If I can do this, if I can transform my diet, transform my life in this way, I know that you can, but it takes a commitment and it takes taking action right now. So what's wrong with beef and pork? So if you read the Mucusless Diet Healing System, Arnold Ehret, who wrote that book, identifies meat as pus forming. So we're not talking about necessarily infected tissue, that definition of pus. We're just talking about a very concentrated form of viscous, slimy mucus that meat decays down into. If you get a slab of meat and you just let it like decay, you put it in the body, and yes, there's gonna be a little bit, it's gonna be broken down, but that slimy residue that's left behind that the body can't totally deal with, that is what we call pus. It's very concentrated. It's not as, it's worse than, we say mucus. You know, mucus would be like the starchy stuff, starches and that kind of thing. So pus is some of the worst stuff that you can put in your body. This stuff is devastating. And don't just take my word for it. You can go and study mainstream science. And the problem with that is it's a Rorschach test. Whatever you're looking to find in the sciences, you can find studies to back up whatever you feel, whatever you want. If you want to drink coffee for a living and eat pork and you want to feel as if that's healthy, you can find studies that support that. But there's also plenty of studies that show the devastating effect of eating dead animal flesh, eating beef and pork.
Another activist, McGuire.
Activist. Yes.
And so you can go that route, or you can just listen to your body and experiment. Get off of it for a little while. Clean yourself out and see if you don't feel 10 times better getting this stuff out of your system. Then the next thing people say, well, how do you get your protein? Come on now. Are we still dealing with this protein myth, this protein theory that's based on the theories of very sick people, the theories of people that died way prematurely? Are we still dealing with this insane protein theory about, Francois Magendie and Mulder dealing with torturing these dogs? And we're still dealing with that. Okay. So if you're into that, as a lot of the raw food folks and the vegan folks will point out, there's plenty of protein in the plant kingdom. You can breathe oxygen, get the nitrogen that way. I tend to not even go down that road, because what's more important than worrying about all this stuff that we're not getting is worrying about what are we eliminating? What are we not getting out of our system? That's the real problem. The real problem is not the accumulation and the adding all of these nutrients and this and that and calories and all this kind of stuff. It's, are we eliminating the slime and the nasty residue of the beef and the pork? Are you getting that out of the system fast enough before it starts to do damage? Go look up statistics for colon cancers. Where's that come from? That's not coming from people eating fruits and green leafy vegetables and making juices. When this stuff putrefies and decays in your gut, you have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. This stuff will tear you apart from the inside out. This nasty, smelly, stanky mess. And you don't even know how smelly it is until you start to go down this path. Get the mucoid plaque out of your gut. Do some lemon juice and distilled water enemas. Eat some broom salads. Eat some fruit. Start seeing this stuff come out of you. And then try to convince yourself that you're supposed to have that in you. Get that slime out. Get this stuff out. Once you get this stuff out of your system, you will no longer crave it. That's the magic. That's like, you get this out of your system and all of a sudden, I don't want that anymore. I feel better without it. I don't need a hot dog. I don't need bacon. I don't need a cheeseburger. I feel better emancipated from that. I feel more free. I feel less anxiety. I'm not having panic attacks anymore. I don't feel as depressed. But before you can enjoy that, you got to get off of this stuff. And so first, read the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Second, start to take action. Start cleaning yourself out. Lemon juice and distilled water enemas. Get yourself a juicer. Start juicing every day. Get a daily juicing habit. If you want a habit, get a juicing habit. Start cleaning yourself out. So important. And once you do that, once you get these poisons out of your system, you will start to feel so much better. And you'll start to look at that pork and that beef like, ugh, because you will see it and connect it with the pain. Connect it to blowing your nose, the cold and flu-like symptoms. Connect it to indigestion and going and taking Pepto-Bismol and milk of magnesia and all that kind of stuff.
I took more milk of magnesia today. Nothing.
You will connect it to the right things because our bodies are not designed to eat this stuff. Cooked dead animal flesh. The human body is not made for that. And I don't care what they want to say, and they can make all their arguments about, well, we're this is where we developed our brains and we started to be omnivores and ate all this. Oh, all right, okay, whatever. Yeah, you. What they say? You do you, boo. Go ahead and check that out, test that out, and then let us test out the natural immunity theories with fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh juices. Let's do that. Clean yourself out and emancipate yourself from this nasty addiction of pus and mucus forming foods, particularly beef and pork. So I thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, I want you to take a look right here. Click right here. This is another great video that I think you will really enjoy. Click here right now, and I will see you over there. Peace, love, and breath.